Hey, 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 hey! Welcome back. It's the afternoon show, Dragon in the Afternoon on Styling Radio, and we are just sitting here midday, mid work week, just looking at interesting shit.
Ranting, basically.
Yeah, just ranting and raving. It's a fake ass show promoters to fake ass people with demo tapes. They're as bad as
Yeah.
Jay Quan coming up to you in the mall parking lot. Listen to my demo tape. Here's my CD.
Well, and you got the ones that, they think they're singers and all this stuff and want to be this, want to be that, and then they just drop off the face of the earth.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little something about that one. That one's called controlling boyfriend syndrome. And guys, come on, man. I mean, everybody wants to be in check with their girl, but sometimes you can be a little abusive, okay?
But that's a warden. That's not a boyfriend.
Yeah, that's a warden.
And that's all that is. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's a warden.
Yeah, so I mean, there's people out there, and
and that person doesn't need to put up with that.
No, they don't, and
they're better than that. I mean, I don't even know them that well, and I think they're better than that bullshit.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It was best said on Sons of Anarchy when Gemma said, girls want to be loved and men want to be wanted.
Right.
Okay? Now, here's the thing. That's an interesting saying because in life, that can go so many different ways. And nowadays, life is so fickle that, girls are worse than guys.
Oh, yeah. It's flipped from 20 years ago, big time.
Yeah, girls will have you come over. They'll get on these dating apps and come over and this and this. Oh, go down on me. They get off. They're like, okay, go home.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted you to do something my sex toy wouldn't. And that is true, okay? Yep. Now, I'm not hating on all women because guys are in the same way. Oh, come over and suck my dick. Oh, we'll go home.
Exactly.
So that'll just show you either way how fucked up this world is. And it's just like...
But I never was like that. I mean, I figure that she could do something. I got to do something back for her. I mean...
Yeah, I mean...
That's just kind of rude. I'm not that much of an asshole, I guess.
Yeah, if I'm going to fuck around with a girl, man, I'm going to stick around for a little while and then see how nutty you are. And
yep.
And then balance it. And then... But everybody, it's weird because it's 2025. People are out for themselves. It's what's in it for them. And then what just irks the shit out of me is when people use welfare and they're paying for their house and paying for this and paying for this because you're too goddamn lazy to go out and get a real fucking job.
But then they're getting paid under the table by somebody to...
Oh, yeah.
To do a job, and then...
They don't even do the job.
Yeah.
Then the next thing you know, they're out saying they're a storm chaser and chasing storms like Reed Timmer, my buddy.
Yeah.
Build
Run
model...
into that tornado and blow away, dickhead.
Yeah, build model cars in their basement. And then when that's not working, that they're a local show promoter at... what do you call it? Cruising nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking people.
In these little one-horse towns.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? Everybody's got to have a hobby,
Exactly.
Everybody's got to hustle, man, but when your hustle gets exposed that you are the piece of shit everybody knows you are, then you can just keep doing what you're doing. Me, people can say I'm an asshole and I'm a piece of shit, but you know what? My bills are paid, my groceries are stocked up in the fridge, and my pug's got plenty of treats. And I've got tons of toys, and I'm doing just fucking fine.
Exactly.
I don't care if people like me or don't like me.
I've always been an asshole.
So, at the end of the day, I've did shit or introduced you to people that you would never get close to. Remember that. So... But yeah, everybody wants to ride people's coattails, Everybody wants to be the big banana, the top chief.
I had a guy come up to me one day. He was friends with a buddy of mine, Tom. And he come up and he starts just rambling on and talking to us and talking to me. And Tom walks away and he just keeps standing there talking to me. And he said something that I didn't like. I don't remember what we were talking about. he said something about screwing with one of the cops or something that was a nice guy, you know, one of the good cops. And I said, why in the fuck would you do that? Well, because he's a cop. I said, has he screwed with you? No, he's just a cop. I said, so all cops are assholes?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I said, no. I said, I've got relatives that are cops, and some of them are assholes. You're right. And I've got friends that are cops, and some of them are really nice guys. I said, just because a person's a cop doesn't mean they're automatically an asshole. That's like saying that anybody that's a convicted felon is going to steal from you.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them will, some of them won't. You know, I mean, it's just you're stereotyping people. And he said something, and he's like, well, you're kind of an asshole. I said, yes, I am an asshole. There's no kind of about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You finally figured that out?
And he made some comment. He said, God damn. I said, look, I don't need any friends. I got enough friends.
Yeah, friends are overrated.
Most of them have tried to screw me over at least once in my life. And I said, I don't need any friends. I said, so I don't give a shit if you like me or not. And he just kind of looked at me. Tom's walked back up at this point in time, and he's like, yeah, that's how he is. He's like, and he don't sugarcoat nothing. He tells anybody off the street, he don't care how big they are, he'll tell them how it is.
Yeah, and that's just how it is. And it's just like,
yeah.
You know, and if it gets your feelings hurt, and that's a big thing nowadays. People get their feelings hurt way too easy. You know, it's like,
yeah.
Dude, it is what it is, man. I mean, you know, and that's another thing. I've had business deals that are great.
This society's getting that way. I mean, come on.
Well,
when guys act like little girls over something stupid, it's like, really? You're going to throw a fit?
Well, and
what the hell?
And the point I'm going to say is, like, I've had business deals over the years that have worked out great.
Oh, yeah, of course. I have, too.
Then I've had business deals that
were screwed.
Well, they seem really good in the beginning, and then you start seeing the writing on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then when somebody starts telling you what you can and can't do and being controlling like a boyfriend,
right,
then it's not a partnership. It's kind of time to move on.
Yeah, it's more of a dictatorship at that point in time.
You know, and I had one just recently, about a year ago, that, you know, I'd rather not talk about, but that's what it turned into, a dictatorship.
Mm-hmm.
That you're going to do what I tell you to do. And I'm like, well, hold on. You don't control me. You don't own me.
Nope.
You know, so, I mean, me and that person had to part ways. And unfortunately, there was a few people that got upset about that. And those people,
they can go too.
Those people are going to fuck around and find out.
Yep.
And they're all working with that person. And they will fuck around and find out on their own. Because
they'll be loyal to that person, and then they'll find out on their own when they get screwed over too.
Yep.
Because it's eventually going to happen to them too.
And it will happen. It will.
Yeah.
It will. And that's a sad thing in life, you know. I've got car club members that we've been in the same car club since the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people that you can say, hey, let's go play golf at 3:00 over at Lakeshore, and they're there. Then there's other ones that you can't fucking rely on because they're like, oh, yeah, I'll be there. And it'll be like 2 days later, they're like, oh, hey, man, what's up? I'm like, I thought you were meeting me for golf. Oh, man, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
So those kind of people, unfortunately, I don't need in my life. And it's not against them.
At least they didn't fall asleep.
Yeah, they fall asleep, or their boyfriend tied them up in a fucking closet with a fucking password that they had to figure out. Like, I don't fucking know, man. I mean, I just see some of this shit nowadays, and I guess the witchcraft is out there. You know what I'm saying? The witchery.
Oh, it is.
It is.
The witchery.
So, and the thing is, you know, and the people...
And whatever you're into, I don't care. I mean,
you know,
you're into being locked in the closet and into paganism and witchery and all that stuff, who cares?
Yeah, you enjoy duct tape on your mouth? Hey, man, more power to you. But
more power to you. I don't enjoy it, so don't do it to me, but hey.
You know, I'm looking at the listeners right now. There's over 700,000 people listening to us.
Right.
700,000. And the few people we're talking about is part of that group.
Oh, yeah.
A very small part. It's like maybe 5 people. You can count on one hand. And they're jumping up and down like a monkey right now, going, I know he's talking about me, just say my name. Well, let me tell you something, bitch. We're not going to mention your name ever.
Nope.
Because guess what? It'll make you famous. Because if we put you on blast to the 784,000 people listening right now, guess what?
Mm-hmm. We're just making you famous.
We're making you famous. Because at the end of the day, I get paid irregardless to talk about whatever the fuck I want to on this afternoon show. And it's not going to change. You can report me, report the station, do whatever you humanly feel like you're going to do. But tomorrow, I will be back on here. Jimmy will be back on here. And we'll probably have a special guest that will just look at you and laugh. Because at the end of the day, big bank takes little bank.
Yep.
And until the production company that runs this station tells me I'm no longer a part of the station, which is never going to happen, you're going to hear my voice.
Yep.
But on that note, we got that out of our system. So we're 11 minutes and 30 seconds into this 3 o'clock broadcast.
So we should probably shut up and let listen.
Yeah. Maybe you ought to let people come back. And for all the people that's listening, the thing is, people, I'm a grown-ass man. Nobody should tell you what you can and cannot do.
No.
Because
not man, woman, anything. I don't care.
Yeah, because
I don't care if you're a man, woman, anything. Unless you're a child, no one should tell you what to do.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they don't work for you. You don't work for them. If your boss comes up to you, I've owned this business for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really talk about my role in the company, but I own this company. Okay?
Right.
And I don't brag about it. But I would never, and I mean when I say this, ever ask one of my employees to do something that I wouldn't do.
Well, and you don't act like a typical owner.
No, I'm just like everybody else. I'm the same Izzy from the block,
Yeah, you're not. You're not in your office looking down on everybody.
No, I'm out in the shop.
Yeah.
And if somebody's pissed off that I shot him with a fucking pellet gun or a BB gun or a paintball gun or threw a hammer at him back in the day, man, that was like 20 years ago, man. Fucking, you're holding a grudge since then, shit.
I've got a buddy up in Springfield. He owns several businesses, but he owns this compound of like 3 businesses all put together.
Mm-hmm.
He's got all these guys that work for him. That sumbitch to get out there playing, and he'll have it all on video. He'll be pranking somebody or waiting for him to come around the corner so he can hit him with the little rubber ball guns and everything.
Oh,
else.
yeah.
He has a blast with them. But they all get along good.
And the thing is, I treat people the way I want to be treated. Yeah. I want people to come into work and have fun and enjoy their day. Now, there's times to get down and dirty, and we got deadlines, guys, and we got to get it done. And you know what? My guys get it done.
Well, that's like him. And they built a SEMA vehicle last year, and they still did many custom cars for people. They were still doing their tent business. They were still doing their bedliner business. They were still doing their lawn care business. They were still doing the limo business, everything. And managed to build a SEMA car in that year too, with all that going on. And you go in that shop and everybody's happy. All the guys are in there having a good time, joking around, listening to their music, whatever. But they're all working. They're happy and they're working.
Yeah, and that's what it's about.
A good working environment is great. I mean, if you got a good working environment, that's the best thing.
Yeah, and listeners, I've worked other jobs. I've worked for other people.
Oh yeah.
And not everybody likes their boss. You know what I'm saying?
I've had some asshole bosses, and I've had some awesome bosses too.
Yeah, and the thing is, doing this show, and I will. I didn't want to come out on the radio and fucking say what I'm saying today. I really didn't. But it's stuff
Well,
that's on my mind.
You're not throwing anybody under the bus.
Yeah,
You're just
but the thing
making
is,
a fact. You're just stating a fact.
Yeah, and it's a fact. And I was asked to do this the morning show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the person that was running, that was paid, that was running the station, the program director, he wanted to be me. He wanted to be have his own identity, his own show, and all this other stuff. But I'm the only body with the radio talking experience. And so
Right.
I was supposed to train these guys and then take a step back. Well,
Right.
when it was time to take a step back, there was 2 episodes, 2 morning shows I wasn't on. They said I was out of town. I wasn't out of town. I was standing in the studio when they recorded it. And when they would go to music, they would look at me and was like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "It don't matter what I think. What do you think?"
It's your show.
Yeah. And then the weekend hit, and then my phone blew up, and a group text was like, "Would you come back to the show?" And I'm like, "I really don't want to do the show." Well,
Right.
it's not the same. So the first part of Monday morning, I wasn't on the show that morning.
Mm-hmm.
And once listeners noticed that I wasn't on the show, we dropped.
Mm-hmm.
We dropped
Right.
majorly. And then I remember I was in Starbucks. No, I wasn't Starbucks. It was Scooter's Coffee. I was in the drive-thru of Scooter's Coffee, and they blew up my phone. "Can you please come in the studio? Like, we're losing listeners right and left." And then the production manager called me, which has worked with me for years, and he said, "Look, Izzy, I fucked up. I need you.
Yep.
I need you here." So I showed up. I did the last part of the show. The next morning, the ratings were really bad, but within like 2 hours, they just jumped up. And the thing is, I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the followers and, people that like to hear stories from back in the day, or all the cool
Right.
stuff, or what new stuff we're working on. And, I don't claim to be anybody. I'm just me,
No.
My life is a fucking walking reality show. I mean, weird shit happens to me, but there's other people it happened to too. And the thing is,
half the time we're train wrecks.
yeah, and the thing is, with the morning show, we went on vacation. When we come back, the production manager was fired. So,
Yeah.
so he was gone. He was replaced. They spent quite a bit of time fixing the station, and then the station got syndicated. So now that we're syndicated, it's time to come back on the morning show. So we're going to tell the listeners here, we got, fuck it, I don't give a shit. We got a few minutes. The whole reason that Jimmy come on, which he's got experience, and he's a mini trucker and custom car guy, and we split the remaining people up and gave them their own option to have their own show, or they can come back on the morning show.
Right.
Leslie was interested in doing her own show, but she was scared. Okay.
Right.
So she goes, "I'll do the show if you help me with it." And that's the reason why I stay at night, to help Leslie. Okay. So tonight it's Wednesday. You're going to hear me on her show. Okay.
Right. Paul
was like, "I want to do the rock show." And I said, "That's cool." Sonny.
Right.
Sonny, well, Sonny. I mean, he's just like, "Hey, I'm a one-man show, man. Fucking, I only talk for like 2 or 3 minutes." And then
he gets it done.
Yeah, and then there's other people like Mikey and Tanya from the 405 and Stacy with IHRA, and everybody's like, "Well, let's come back and do the morning show." And there was somebody that we had picked to do the afternoon show, and unfortunately, we don't know what really happened, but relationship issues.
We just know something happened.
Yeah, in our heart, I wish you would reach out to us.
Yeah.
But when we see live stream videos that you're singing and someone standing right next to you, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
We
can kind of see probably what happened.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're listening, girl, reach out to me. All you have to do, you got my phone number, text me, call me. We're not mad.
No.
But in the
We're gonna
same.
give you shit, but we're not mad.
Yeah, I mean, you had a hell of an opportunity and things didn't work out your way. And not saying that person wouldn't come back. As far as the morning show, there will be a morning show. We don't know when, but eventually it will happen.
Yeah, we're still working on that.
But me and Jimmy, man, we're kicking in the afternoon and helping you
Yep.
drag through. And, we're going to have guests on here. And we've got a female co-host. She's going to start joining us here soon. She's leaving her day job to come over here. So we're not going to say who it is, but she will be kicking it with us sometimes. And on that note, we're going to get back to the music, guys. You've heard enough ranting and raving. We love all you fans. We really do. We appreciate you guys coming in, and we appreciate you guys buying the merch and going to stylinmotorsports.com and going to Girly Girl Boutique. And, we really appreciate all of our fans. We really do.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But sometimes you get in a broadcast and something's bothering you, and you just have to let the fans know how you feel. Because we couldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys.
Exactly.
And we do appreciate everybody that syndicated us to fmtuner.com, to Listen Now Radio, to Radio Garden, to myradiostation.net, and the list goes on and on. You just go to Google. If you don't want to go to our website, stylinradio.com or ustylinradio.com, you can find us on anything. And we will be addressing the issue with Alexa here real soon, just to let you know that it's currently, we're having some issues with it. It needs to say Stylin Radio. And we fought with them, and they changed it to Styling Radio. And I think because we put in another request to fix it, it fucked it up. So we're only human, guys. And on that note, we're getting right back into the music. We'll be back right after this.